and she was a member of Night Vision. Bradley Eisenberg, A in Media Publications, A in Choir, participant in volleyball and choir. Roselle Kohler, High A in Art 1, A in Health and PE, a girls basketball winner. She's a participant in FFA and Night Vision, and she received a white ribbon in District FFA in Vet Science. Liam Marquez, A in band, boys basketball participant, and he lettered in band. Layla Marshall, High A in Art 1, an A in Health and PE, band, choir, a girls basketball participant. She lettered in band, choir, and one act. She was a member of the FFA, and she's honorable mention honorable. Brody Miller, A in Animal Science, Health and PE. He lettered in football and wrestling and track. He was a member of the FFA, and he received a white ribbon at District FFA in Ag Mechanics. Brooke Morehouse, High A in Geography, an A in Algebra 1, Physical Science and Woods, High A in English, A in Health and PE. She was a girls basketball participant, a volleyball participant. She lettered in one act and cheer. She's a member of the FFA, Student Council, Night Vision, and she's on honor roll. Danica Payne, A in Geography, High A in Algebra 1, High A in Yearbook, A in Woods, English, Health and PE. She's an FFA member and she's on honor roll. Addison Pickering, A in Health and PE. She's a girls basketball letter winner, a volleyball participant, and a choir participant. Morgan Pickering, golf participant and boys basketball participant. Charles Purcell, A in Intro to Ag, A in Health and PE, A in band, and he lettered in band. Rusty Shaden, an A in Health and PE and a boys basketball participant. Tyler Spees, an A in Geography, an A in Animal Science, an A in Algebra 1, High A in Physical Science, an A in English, an A in Health and PE, an A in band. He is a boys track letter winner, a boys basketball participant. He lettered in band. He's a member of the FFA and he's on honor roll. Sean Stanley, High A in Health and PE, High A in Intro to Ag, an A in Woods and band. He's a football, boys, and boys track letter winner. He was a boys basketball participant. He lettered in band and one act. He's a member of the FFA, and he also received a white ribbon at FFA districts in Reed speaking. Dominic Trujillo, an A in Health and PE and choir participant. Congratulations to all of our freshmen. You guys are listening to me again. Because Mrs. Christensen told me. All right, we're going to start with Greg Barnesworth. A in Animal Science, World History, Art 2. He lettered in football, boys wrestling, and boys track. He's a member of the FFA and Night Vision, and he's honorable mention honor roll. He was also wrestling mat ball conference. Emily Armstrong, High A in Biology, an A in Animal Science, High A in World History, High A in Algebra 2, an A in Accounting, High A in English, High A in Spanish 1, an A in Band. She lettered in volleyball, girls basketball, girls track, band, speech, one act, and cheer. She's a member of the FFA and Quiz Bowl. She also participates in Student Council, Science Olympiad, Night Vision, and she is on the honor roll. She also received a red ribbon at District FFA in Junior Public Speaking. Brianna Einstein, A in World History, High A in Graphic Design, A in Pottery, High A in Media Publications, A in Weights. She lettered in volleyball. She's a member of Night Vision, and she's on Honorable Mention Honorable. Brooke Fox, A in Animal Science, World History, English, and Business Math. She is on Honorable Mention Honorable. Deacon Hayward, A in Animal Science, Woods, Graphic Design, Art 2, Pottery. He lettered in football, boys basketball, and boys track. He's a member of the FFA and Night Vision. Audrey Johnson, A in World History, High A in Art 2, and A in English and Choir. She was a volleyball participant. She lettered in choir. She's a member of the FFA, and she's on the honor roll. Braden Kendall, A in Animal Science, World History, Graphic Design, Art 2. He lettered in wrestling and in track. He was a football participant. He is a member of the FFA, the Student Council, and Night Vision. Sophia Landon, A in Animal Science, World History, English, Spanish 1, Band. She lettered in volleyball, golf, band, and cheer. She's a member of the FFA, and she's on honor roll. Heidi Moffat, A in Animal Science, World History, Biology, Algebra 2, English, Spanish 1, Weights, and Band. She lettered in track. She's a volleyball participant. She lettered in band and 1-act. She's a member of the FFA, Night Vision. She's on honor roll. And she also got a red ribbon in junior public speaking at District FFA. Braylon McBride, an A in weights, and he lettered in basketball. Ada McHenry, an A in geometry, Art 1 in English. Audrey Moorhead, an A in world history, biology, English, Spanish 1, weights. She lettered in choir, volleyball, girls wrestling, track, 1-act, and cheer. She's a member of the FFA. She also does physical. She's a member of the Student Council and Science Olympiad. She's on honor roll. She received a red ribbon at District FFA in floriculture, and she received a blue ribbon at District FFA for her ag demo. John Nugent, High A in Infotech 1. An A in weights. He lettered in football and wrestling and 1-act, and he's a member of the FFA. Bradford Olson, an A in art, 1, weights. He lettered in football, boys wrestling, and golf, and he's a member of the FFA. Adriana Harkin, an A in yearbook and intro to business. Jack Van Horn, an A in Animal Science, Woods, Graphic Design. He lettered in football and track. He's a member of the FFA, and he's on honorable mention honorable. Tatum Worley, an A in Animal Science, Art 2. He lettered in boys basketball, and he's a member of the FFA. Congratulations to all the sophomores. Hello? All right, it's time to recognize our junior class members. Tyler Armstrong, High A in Ag Business, American History, High A in Chemistry, High A in Physics, High A in Statistics, A Award in Woods, High A in Welding, A Award in English, Football Stats and Video, 1-act letter, FFA, Quiz Bowl, Stuco, Science Olympiad, NHS, Honor Roll, District FFA Agronomy, red ribbon. District FFA MIG Welding, white ribbon. And State FFA Agronomy, blue ribbon. Jed Delator, A in Ag Business, A in American History, High A in Personal Finance, High A in Weights, Football Stats and Video, FFA member, Honorable Mention Honor Roll, FFA District Ag Mechanics, white ribbon, FFA District Agronomy, red ribbon. Connor Evans, A award in Small Engines, A award in Spanish 1, High A in Weights, Boys Basketball letter, Golf letter, Football Stats and Video, FFA member, Night Vision member, Honorable Mention Honor Roll, and District FFA Ag Mechanics, white ribbon. Isaac Copeland, choir member, cross country letter, boys track letter, choir letter, and one act letter. Chloe Jacobs, A award in American History, High A in Animal Science, A award in Algebra 2 and Woods, High A in Speech, A awards in choir and band, golf letter, volleyball manager, band letter, choir letter, speech letter, one act letter, cheer letter, quiz bowl, NHS, and honor roll. Jacob Lofton, A awards in American History and Animal Science, High A's in Zoology, Intermediate Algebra, College Algebra, A award in English, High A in Spanish 2, A in Band, Football letter, Boys Basketball letter, Boys Track letter, Band letter, one act letter, NHS, and honor roll. Clara McNitt, A awards in American History and Media Publications, Girls Basketball participant, Volleyball participant, FFA participant, and Honorable Mention Honor Roll. Emily Mulholland, A awards in American History, Algebra 2, English, Speech, Choir, and Spanish 1, Girls Basketball Manager, Volleyball participant, Choir letter, one act letter, cheer letter, FFA participant, Quiz Bowl, Science Olympiad, NHS, and honor roll. Jayla Paulson, A awards in American History, Pottery, Zoology, Intermediate Algebra, College Algebra, Woods, High A in Art 3, A award in Weights, High A in Forensics, Volleyball letter, Girls Basketball letter, Girls Track letter, one act letter, FFA, Quiz Bowl, Stuco, Science Olympiad, NHS, Honor Roll, and FFA District Natural Resources red ribbon. Epiphany Perez, A award in American History, High A in Personal Finance, Media Publications, Choir, Volleyball Manager, Choir letter, FFA, and Honorable Mention Honor Roll. Jared Sherbarth, A awards in Ag Business, American History, Chemistry, High A Geometry, A awards in Personal Finance, English, High A in Spanish 1 and Weights, Football letter, Golf letter, one act letter, FFA, Quiz Bowl, Science Olympiad, NHS, Night Vision, Honor Roll, FFA District Natural Resources red ribbon, and FFA District Agronomy red ribbon. Ella Stanley, High A awards in both American History and Anatomy, A awards in Intermediate Algebra and College Algebra, High A in Pottery and English, Speech, High A in Spanish 2, Volleyball letter, Girls Basketball letter, Girls Track letter, Speech letter, one act letter, Cheer letter, FFA, Quiz Bowl, Stuco, Science Olympiad, NHS, and Honor Roll.
Anlin Wilson, A awards in American History, World Cultures, College American History, Chemistry, Algebra 2, Welding, English, High A in Spanish 1, Volleyball letter, Girls Track letter, Girls Wrestling Participant, 1-Act letter, Cheer letter, FFA, Science Olympiad, NHS, Honor Roll, and FFA District Ag Demo Blue Ribbon. And here's your junior class. Ag Leadership, High A in World Cultures, High A in College American History, High A in Psychology, High A in Government, an A in Physics, Anatomy and Statistics, High A in English. She is a girls basketball letter winner. She's a member of the FFA Science Olympiad. She received her American Red Cross Red Cord for graduation. She's a member of NHS Night Vision, and she's on honor roll. She received a purple ribbon at District FFA in job interview, and she has been recognized as Omaha World Herald Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Jada Max, A in Government, English, Weights, Business Math. She lettered in volleyball and girls track. She's a member of the FFA and Night Vision, and she's on honorable mention honor roll. Jordan Bax, an A in Government, Forensics, English, Business Math, Weights. She lettered in volleyball and girls track. She's a member of the FFA and Night Vision and honor roll. Caitlin Brown, High A in Ag Leadership, A in Government, Anatomy, Geometry, and English, High A in Spanish 1. She received a letter in volleyball, girls basketball, and golf, and cheer. She's a member of the FFA. She received her American Red Cross Red Cord. She's on honor roll, and she received a blue at District FFA in job interview. Keel Carlson, an A in Government, Advanced Woods, Welding, High A in Weights. He's a football letter winner, a member of the FFA and Science Olympiad. He also received his American Red Cross Red Cord. He's on honor roll, and he received a red ribbon at District FFA in Ag Mechanics. Justine Fox, A in Government, Graphic Design, Pottery, Art 1. She received her American Red Cross Red Cord, and she's on honorable mention honor roll. Jillian Ferris, an A in Psychology, Government, Physics, Statistics, English. She lettered in volleyball, girls basketball, 1-Act and cheer. She's a member of the FFA and Student Council. She also participated in Science Olympiad, received her American Red Cross Red Cord. She's a member of NHS, and she's on honor roll. Gabe Kendrick, A in Small Engines and Welding, High A in Business Math and Weights. He lettered in football. He's a member of the FFA and Science Olympiad. He's on honor roll. At District FFA, he received a blue ribbon in agronomy and a red ribbon in ag mechanics. Aiden Marquez, High A in Intro to Business, High A in Accounting, High A in Track 2, High A in Woods, High A in Band.
He is a boys basketball letter winner, a band letter winner. He also received his American Red Cross Red Cord, and he is on honor roll. Clayton Loyola, an A in R1 and weights. Oscar Ornelas, A in government and zoology, high A in advanced woods, an A in welding, high A in small engines, high A in weights. He lettered in football, boys basketball, and track. He's a member of the FFA, Student Council, Science Olympiad, and Night Vision. He received his American Red Cross Red Cord. He is on honor roll, and at District FFA, he received a white ribbon in ag mechanics. A in world cultures, government, personal finance. She received her American Red Cross Red Cord. She's a member of NHS and Honor Roll, and she was also recognized as an Omaha World Herald Academic All-State Honorable Mention. Okay, seniors, stay up here. At this time, I would like to introduce Steve Krause. He is here to recognize our Adams Banquet Trust seniors.
Well, I'm sure you're ready for a 5-minute speech, but we'll shorten that up a little bit. So, on behalf of Adams Banquet Trust, I have the privilege of presenting the Outstanding Senior Student of the Year Award, and along with that, the $300 scholarship to that person. This person has demonstrated leadership qualities as well as scholastic abilities and is to be commended for their achievement. The recipient of this year's Outstanding Senior Student of the Year Award is Madison Adams.
At this time, we would like to recognize our senior scholarship winners and honor students. Madison Adams, Ag Valley Scholarship for $500, Jewel County 4-H Scholarship for $400, Henderson State Ag for $1,250, the Rawson Estate Scholarship for $2,000, the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500, the South Platte Chapter of the National Honor Society for $500, the Thomas Buckley Memorial Scholarship for $1,000, the Haven and Virginia Smith Scholarship for $3,000, and the South Platte Education Association Scholarship for $500. Jaden Baxt, the Herman Stewhite Memorial Scholarship for $500, and the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500. Jordan Bax, Crossroads Cooperative Scholarship for $1,000, the Jewel County 4-H Scholarship for $400, the Helena Homegrown Scholarship for $1,000, the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500, and the Thomas Buckley Memorial Scholarship for $1,000. Caitlin Brown, the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500. Jillian Frericks, the Herman Stewhite Memorial Scholarship for $500, the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500, the South Platte Chapter of the National Honor Society for $500, and the South Platte Education Association Scholarship for $250. Aiden Marquez, the WNCC Performing Arts Scholarship, which will cover his full tuition, the WNCC Outstanding Leadership Scholarship, and the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500. Oscar Ornelas, the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500, the South Platte Education Association Scholarship for $250, and he is the alternate for the Haven and Virginia Smith Scholarship. And Ms. Pease, the South Platte Rural Lions Club Scholarship for $500. At this time, we would like to recognize our honor graduates. Madison Adams, Jillian Frericks, and Ms. Pease. For the class of 2026, your valedictorian is Ms. Pease. And your salutatorian is Maddie Adams. Tonight, I also have the honor of announcing the recipients of the Owen Max Foster Memorial Scholarship. Owen was the kind of person who could make anyone laugh. He was one of the funniest kids I ever had the privilege of knowing, and more importantly, he was a friend to everyone he met. He was hardworking, actively involved in our school, and happiest when he was outside, involved in 4-H and FFA, working with his cows, or spending time with the people he cared about. School may not have been his favorite place to spend his time, but he absolutely loved the social side of it, the friendships he made with others, and seeing how much chaos he could cause. Owen is deeply missed by so many, and tonight his family wanted to honor his memory by recognizing all 7 of the seniors who applied for the scholarship. This year's recipients of the Owen Max Foster Scholarship are Maddie Adams, Jordan Baxt, Jaden Baxt, Oscar Romelis, Jillian Frericks, Caitlin Brown, and Aiden Marquez. Please join me in congratulating these seniors, and after you leave on stage, please meet Vivian and over a picture in the basket. At this time, I would like to welcome Lisa and Gabe Wilson to the stage.
To the class of 2026 faculty and families, it is a privilege to stand before you tonight to honor the legacy of your classmate and our son who remains a vital part of this community. Briar was a member of this very graduating class, and his impact during his 6 short years continues to develop. To know Briar was to understand a few essential truths. He held people to a high standard. While some might have been put off by it, he simply believed in the potential of those around him. He led with respect. Briar didn't pick on people he didn't like, and he believed in treating others exactly how you wanted to be treated. So we ask that if you were loved by Briar, continue with that legacy of love by treating others the way you want to be treated. He lived with a unique perspective. He would be the first to tell you that he didn't take life too seriously since he might be dead tomorrow. Thus his quote, "Don't wait, the time will never be just right." An investment in the future. The scholarship was built from Reef 2 years ago, but it continues to grow with the hope of giving our youth a reason to move forward. It is an investment in you, our future leaders, and a boost for your education and your dreams. Our hope is that you take this gift and use it wisely to create something good out of a profound loss. We love you all and truly want the very best for you in the future.
Caitlin Brown. Dustin Fox. Hayden Loyola. Aiden Marquez. Madison Adams. Jolene Fergs. Jaden Batts. Jordan Batts. Emma Spees. Keel Carlson. Gabe Kendrick. And Oscar Ornelas. Congratulations to the class of 2026.
Next on our program, we have our boys and girls activities. You can follow along there in your program. We start with band and choir. So band members, go ahead and make your way to the stage.
All right, I'm going to start talking since there's a lot left for tonight. I had 15 students in band and 9 of them were freshmen. So I asked all these new incoming freshmen to really step it up this year so that we could play for homecoming and pep band and our, what do we call it, pep rallies. So we had a lot of different things in the fall to play for, and I was really proud of them. They did a great job. We had our band clinic, our MAC clinic, in January, and 2 of our members received solos for that, which I was super proud of them. That was Aiden and Layla. And then we performed at our MAC contest and district music contest. We received a superior rating at MAC and an excellent at districts. We were just 1 point short of a superior rating. Before we went to the competition, I told our students, hey, if you guys can get a superior rating, like overall superior, then you can letter. And so that's why every member this year lettered in band. I do a special award this year. I'm calling it the Above and Beyond Award because I had a certain member that would just step up every time I needed them. And this special award goes to Layla Marshall. I also want to recognize the recipient of our John Philip Sousa Award. This is an award that has been given out to high achieving leaders in the high school band since 1954. It is the most prestigious award that a high school band student can receive. This year's winner is Aiden Marquez. I also want to recognize Aiden because he is a senior and he has been with me for 4 years. Dedicating 4 years to one subject like band really takes a lot of commitment. I will miss, and patience he says, I will miss Aiden's strong presence. He doesn't usually have a lot to say in class, but he will give me a certain look when he hears a mistake that shouldn't be there. He's the first to acknowledge when he needs to fix his own mistakes and is more than willing to reach out and help others. I can always depend on Aiden to play loud and proud. We're really going to miss you. And every year I get to select a music student in both band and choir to receive the academic All-State Music Award. This student displays a high level of music skills, leadership qualities, and a strong work ethic, all while maintaining a high GPA. And in addition to being a strong leader, she stepped out and performed a solo at district music contest, and this year's recipient is Emily Armstrong. And that's all I have for band, so choir. Students, you can stay, and then the rest of the choir can come up, and band students can go. Along with that, John Philip Sousa Award, Aiden gets the Outstanding Band Member Award. I skipped over that. So. We had a fun year in choir this year. One of our big highlights was we had a trio of girls that were invited to sing the national anthem for state bowling. You just give a wave when I say your name. Epiphany Perez, Layla Marshall, and Abby Pickering. And it was very hard to get into this. We would record our audition and send it in, and I was super proud of them when they got chosen for that. This semester, we performed at our MAC contest and district music contest, and we walked away with excellent ratings at both. But we also had quite a few students that performed solos, so you guys can just step forward when I say your name. Audrey Moorhead, Audrey Johnson, Emily Maholan, Epiphany Perez, and Chloe Jacobs. And these members will receive a letter for going above and beyond to work for this. The women's ensemble received a superior rating at MAC and districts, and and that's it. Okay, I wanted to also recognize my most improved student. He joined choir for the first time this year as a junior, and he really enjoyed it. He worked hard to learn how to sing and sing in parts, and also how to learn to dance on top of that. And this person is Isaac Copeland. I also have an outstanding choir member award, and this person went to somebody who performed solos at both MAC and district and received superior ratings. She also put in hours of work outside of class to learn all the choreography and help the choir learn that.
So our member is quite Chloe Jacobs. And my academic All-State Music Award for choir goes to Chloe Jacobs as well. Thank you, everyone.
Next up is one act, followed by speech.
As they're getting up here, I'll just kind of highlight a couple things. We did some really different things this year. We decided to sing a little bit in our play. We did very well, won a few meets, got second at that. Got several outstanding performances. Those of you that came to watch our play, we had a full-on plane, and so thank you to Mr. Essing and those in the shop that helped build a plane for our set and everything. We'll just get right to it. One of our awards is Most Improved, and this person, from year after year, especially from last year to this year, just really went full send and embodied their character and really made our play what it kind of was. And that person's Most Improved performer is Emily Mulholland. As our plays go on, our crew, they do an outstanding job. Basically, anytime there was a chance for a crew to win an award, they won it. And so without crew, they're kind of behind the scenes guys that our plays definitely wouldn't be as good without them. And so, again, all of them really should deserve something, but our outstanding crew member was Jacob Lofton. And then our outstanding performer, again, the play that we had was all-female play, and all the girls did a fantastic job. And it's honestly was really hard for the voting and just deciding who got outstanding performer. And so got voted by their peers, Ella Stanley was our outstanding performer. Thank you parents for supporting and all that, and we'll see what we do next year. Thank you.
Tonight, I'd like to take a moment to recognize these three incredible members of this year's speech team: Chloe Jacobs, Ella Stanley, and Emily Armstrong. What makes their season so special is not just the medals or titles that they earn, but the work that happened long before anyone saw them compete. Week after week, they showed up ready to improve. They spent countless hours practicing, revising, performing, encouraging one another, and pushing themselves to be better every single meet, usually starting about 6:30 or 7 in the morning. We spent a lot of time on the road, leaving really early in the morning and getting really really late at home at night. And let me tell you, these girls do not like really early mornings. That hard work led all three of them to qualify for state speech, an incredible accomplishment in itself. At state speech, they all earned superior ratings in their individual events. Along the way, to get to state, they also earned multiple medals and championships. At that speech, Chloe was the champion in both poetry and poetry. Ella placed fourth in persuasive speaking, and Emily placed third in serious prose. At district speech, Chloe became district champion, both poetry and poetry. Emily was district champion in serious prose, and Ella placed third in persuasive speaking. At state speech, Ella finished her season by earning a fourth place in persuasive speaking. These accomplishments reflect talent, dedication, resilience, and heart. But more importantly, these three represented South Platte with class, determination, and pride all season long. On a side note, during the chaos of speech season, Chloe Jacobs represented South Platte at the Nebraska Arts Council's Poetry Out Loud State Contest in Fremont, where she performed 3 different poems and placed third. At the end of the season, the team votes on our annual awards, but what stood out most to me, once again, was that these girls focused more on recognizing their teammates' accomplishments rather than their own. That says a lot about the kind of people they are. Honestly, these awards could have gone to any of them because in my mind, they were all incredibly improved and they were all outstanding all season long. This year, our most improved speaker award goes to Emily Armstrong, and our outstanding speaker awards go to Chloe Jacobs and Ella Stanley. Please join me in congratulating these three outstanding speakers on the NCAA.
All right, I told a couple kids this would be real quick because the bus leaves at 5:45 in the morning for a track meet, so we'll get right to it. The other day I read a quote that said, "You are what you repeatedly do when things get hard." For these kids up here, we do hard things almost every day at track practice, and this group shows up and they do it, whether it's in the rain, the wind, the snow, or even the heat. They do complain a lot, but they do it. That perseverance and willingness to take on a challenge, rather than quitting when things are tough, will take them far in life, and we are very proud of them for it. This season, we had 8 girls out for track, and collectively they have had 41 new PRs, and the 10 boys have had 70 total PRs. For just 18 kids out, we as coaches think that's pretty impressive. The girls also placed third place at the MAC conference meet last week. We have 2 meets left. Tomorrow they go to Baird, and then again next Thursday we will go to Baird for districts. And hopefully at that point we will have more PRs to add to our totals and a few kids that will be ready to represent us in Omaha in the state track. We do have a few awards that the kids voted on this year. While we'd love to give every one of them an award just for showing up every day, we just have a few. On the girls' side, our sportsmanship award goes to a girl who last week in the girls' quest to place as a team at MAC track volunteered to run the mile and the 400. Audrey Moorhead. Our most improved trackster this year, while it could go to any one of them standing up here, is Ella Stanley. And our most valuable trackster on the girls' side is Jayla Paulson. On the boys' side, our sportsmanship award this year goes to Oscar Ornelas. Our most improved trackster is Tyler Speeds. And this year's most valuable boys trackster is Drake Arnsworth. Just a quick shout out before we let them go. We'd like to thank Lorette and Lauren Armstrong for helping coach, and Denise for helping us out at all the track meets with our injuries and lack of hydration and nutrition and stretching and all the things we helped with, and as well as our bus drivers this year. So thank you everyone who's helped out.
All right, if I get all the state members up here, please. right, get through real quick. We went ahead, we just put down the awards when we rattled off with the classes. You see there's a good number of kids up here. I want you to imagine if you could take all these kids to Lincoln. I can tell you one thing. We got some really good kids here in South Platte. I don't know if you guys get told that very often, but there's a lot of places where they might take 12, 13, 20 kids, whatever. And we took, what, 38 of us? And we were where we needed to be. We're respectful. There's a lot of people who drag these kids up, and they got their name on the back of their jacket, and I'm always proud. Go with them, and I always tell them, like, we're not going to take all this next year. And I end up doing it again. So we'll see. Like I said, great kids, and I'm very proud of them, but this year, 25.6, let them pay numbers. Next up will be weightlifting. All of my weights and some weights stays up here, please. This is like my weights classes and all my summer weights kids that showed up. This is something that these guys prioritize, putting in all the work year round, making sure that they're healthy, making sure that they come in strong, making sure we get faster. These guys put a ton of work in, and I want to take a minute to recognize these guys. So if you give them a hand for all of the work that these guys put in year round, that would be awesome. I have a couple of awards to hand out this year. Our female weightlifter of the year is a person that put in work year round. She was in the weight room almost every day all summer, puts in a ton of work throughout the year, even during free sports, club sports, everything else. And this person is Jayla Paulson. And for my male weightlifter of the year, this is a kid that prioritizes it no matter what time of day. It could be 5 a.m., it could be 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. And this guy's in there, he's working, and he's always making himself better. And this goes to Jack Van Horn. And next up is cross country.
So we just had one runner this year, and it was a lovely season. It was a great season. Isaac and I, we at the beginning of the year, we wanted to set a goal for a time that we wanted, and it was fairly lofty. And we didn't quite achieve it this year, but we are definitely going to get it next year, and we're going to get some extra time next year, right, Isaac? So I love this kid so much because he is the epitome of sportsmanship in cross country, and that's one of our awards tonight. And he actually sacrificed some of his races to encourage our junior high runners on multiple occasions. And so he would try catching up to them and running with them and keeping them encouraged to keep going. And so, first award that we're going to give is sportsmanship, and that goes to Mr. Isaac Hoagland. and we do have a second award because we wouldn't have a cross-country team without them. And so our only most valuable individual is Mr. Isaac Hoagland. Next up will be wrestling. Here's the wrestlers, but before I talk about the wrestlers, I goofed up a little bit there on the FFA. I was trying to make things so brief, and I got these notes that I don't look at. But there's a lot of people that help us out. And not only just in wrestling, but football, and throughout the year, we get a lot of help in FFA as well. And this year, Mrs. Spady, she always helped me with the speeches. She goes to state FFA with us every year. Great asset. Mr. Essig as well helps with the welding, and then with Rob Stanley, I wrote him in driving the bus for us there in Lincoln. So just throwing that out there that there's a lot of people that help us out. With that in mind, wrestling, once again, you got to thank people. Got two great assistant coaches here, Mike Armsdorf and Adam Greenman. Parents that brought us breakfast along the way. People that showed up, cheered these kids on. We also had a lot of additions to our wrestling ring this year. I'm trying to keep things short, but if you see where we started at the beginning of the year, it looks like we were wrestling in a closet. We didn't complain, and we showed up, we did our stuff. And we got the school board involved, we got some grants from some things, we can go up there. It's a really nice facility. People that helped us out with that was Awards Banquet Trust, Thomas Buckley Trust, Barbara Wilson Memorial Funds, and Owen Foster Memorial Funds. And I really got to give props to Denise Moorhead. She was really good about keeping tabs of things. And I have two girls over here, Ann Lynn and Audrey. They actually filled out some stuff for some grants themselves. So I would give them a big round of applause because they did a lot of things for our program. On the team awards, we're going to go ahead and just start with the boys. I think Mike, you got those. We'll start with the most improved wrestler. I hope, guys, right here. He's not here tonight, but it was Mike Olson. That was the most improved on our team. As for sportsmanship, our team awards for the boys was Brody Miller. State wrestling qualifier, we had Greg Armsdorf, the second year in a row he qualified for state, and also Greg was the outstanding boys wrestler for 2025-26. Girls wrestling, we got three girls up here. Good season as well. Ann Lynn got a little banged up about halfway through the season, but she was very instrumental in helping out the other two along the way. We were fortunate enough to get Audrey Moorhead to qualify for state, and we were very proud of that. She was our very first girl from South Platte. Most improved wrestler for the girls was Nitrous Gotti. Sportsmanship award was also Nitrous Gotti. We do have a medal too for the state wrestling qualifier for Audrey Moorhead, and she was also our outstanding girls wrestlers. So here's the wrestlers. Super proud of them. Talking their love, even those girls in those dresses over there. Next up would be golf.
Okay, well, golf, what can I say about it? It's difficult, it's hard, it will test your patience. And this group that I have this year has been just absolutely fun to watch them find their swing, find patience, to work through the mental side of the game, because it's not just physical. Hitting a little white ball and chasing it through the trees for an entire day can get really taxing sometimes. But this group, to say that they have improved tremendously, like when I say that they have dropped 30, 40, 50 strokes off of their rounds, it's incredible, just what they've done in 2 months. I've got 3 that I think I set a goal to beat 110, and we would go to state qualifier, and I think there's a good chance that we do that and go keep playing more golf. We've got a meet tomorrow and a couple more. Yeah, it's golf, what can I say, it's hard, and they are very patient, and I look forward to parking the tractor every day to see it. For most improved, that was a tough thing to determine, but it was voted upon by the people, and they chose Sophia Landon, who is not here. So congratulations, Sophia. And then MVP goes to Connor. Also voted on I don't know who's next, but it's not me. Science Olympiad.
This year, we were able to attend 2 meets. We attended the ESU 10 Science Olympiad Tournament in Kearney and the ESU 16 Science Olympiad Tournament in Ogallala. We brought 10 students to Kearney and 11 students to Ogallala. They participated in a variety of content and skill-based knowledge tests, and we had one group compete in a building competition. We found success at both tournaments this year with students earning top scores in their events. Tyler Armstrong and Jared Sherbarth placed 3rd in Google Ever. And this was the ESU 10 meet in Kearney. Audrey Moorhead and Jaden Gage placed 3rd in circuit lab. This was at the ESU 16 meet in Ogallala, and Jayla Paulson placed 2nd in forensics. Thank you to our 5 seniors who put in lots of work over the last 4 years in Science Olympiad. Up next is Student Council.
Good evening, everybody. I am Ryan Singh, and we have April Young as the other sponsor for Student Council. These are student council members for this current year. Some of them also are going to transfer over next year. I have that list on my desk, I forgot to bring it with me, so sorry. But the main thing that we do through the year is homecoming. That's our huge event, all the festivities from the bonfire to dance, the lunch games, dress up days, the theme, all that. We as a they plan all that. Some other activities that we did this year, anything but a pumpkin contest for Halloween, buy a teacher in the face fundraiser, and with that money we used it to buy gifts off the giving tree down at the bank here in town. We did turkey chase competition for the elementary students at Thanksgiving, gave out Valentine's suckers, new stadium chair rentals. So the home games, if your back ever hurts and you want to stadium chair, we usually have the rack outside the doors there. You're more than welcome to use those, give a little free more donation, and just return when you're done. And then March Madness bracket, and then we did Easter egg hunt for the elementary. And then on the last day of school this year, they are planning a little water balloon fight with little squirt guns and stuff. So that should be fun. So thank you all for your participation this year and hope everything goes smoothly.
Buenas noches. Hoy les voy a presentar a los estudiantes que han... lo siento. Okay, good evening everyone. Today I'm presenting the World Language Distinguished Scholar Award. This award recognizes students who demonstrate outstanding leadership in language learning, a strong commitment to language study, and an appreciation for cultural diversity. Learning a language like Spanish opens doors to countless opportunities. It allows us to communicate with people around the world. In today's society, being multilingual is not just a skill, it's a necessity. It helps bridge gaps, foster understanding, and build relationships across borders. The students in Spanish 1 and 2 who receive the World Language Distinguished Scholar Awards have demonstrated impressive dedication and determination. To apply for this honor, the students must record a Spanish language video in which they introduce themselves and discuss their likes and dislikes, their families, and what they appreciate about the Spanish culture and traditions. They then submit a video to the Department of Education in Lincoln, Nebraska. All the schools across Nebraska participate in this award. A world language specialist from the Department of Education in Lincoln, Nebraska then select the best candidate for this award. The students selected for this award are Emily Armstrong, Adrian Moorhead, Emily Mulholland, Gary Schubert, and Annie Wilson. Congratulations to all the recipients of the World Language Distinguishing Scholar Award. Next is football. Or soccer.
All right, we got football players coming up here. All right, looks like we got us all up here. Once again, a couple thank yous to Coach Mr. Mayor here and Coach DeCoste. Also calling another thanks out to Denise Moorhead for traveling around the games with us, and Mr. Ross for scheduling a lot of things with us and doing things in the background. And of course, you know, over a handful of bus drivers that carts around everywhere. And there was also a group of parents too that a lot of times after some of them late games, they had meals for us and did a lot of things. And I know it seemed like I was always in contact with Amy Stanley, and she kind of headed that deal. And I know the boys sure appreciated it, and it makes our jobs as coaches a lot nicer. Don't want to talk a whole lot because I know you guys out there look out there, you look all super excited just like I am. And but really proud of these football boys here, especially the seniors. You know, we talk about seniors every year, there's 3 of them. And the thing that's really cool about these 3 seniors is when you see them in the school, like all you guys look 3 amigos or something, they're just always together, walking, laughing, and they're pals, man. They are, you guys friends. And that, I can't take the credit for that. I don't know that sports created that, but it's really cool. And I think it would be really cool if we had the rest of the guys on the team that had that same kind of bond, and when you see one of them, you see 8 of them, or 10 of them. And I think that's what I'm most proud of, is that bond that you 3 guys made. And I hope that maybe being in sports and go through some of the garbage we had to go through, maybe form that bond and you relish it, because they are more fragile than person things. So on to our team awards. Most improved was John Stanley. Sportsmanship award went to Oscar Ornelas. Team voted on Offensive Player of the Year went to Jared Sherbar. And Defensive Player of the Year was voted on by the players as Gabe Kendrick. This year's 2025-26 most valuable football player for South Platte was Oscar Ornelas. The boys basketball, please come up.
But this year, I'm really proud of the personal and team growth that we've had. Every single person could qualify for one of these awards, especially on improvement. The team voted this year, and for our MVP offense, we have Connor Evans. For our MVP defense, we have Oscar Arnett. This one came really close. There were almost a three-way tie. But most improved is Deacon Hayward. For sportsmanship leadership, we have Oscar Ellis. And then with our two seniors, we wanted to do another sportsmanship and leadership for Aiden Marquez, because he was the voice of the team. How do you think they can hear me in practice? Yes. Perfect. For MVP JD, John Stanley. And then overall MVP, Oscar Arnett. Next is volleyball.
Catherine is unable to be here tonight. I am not Catherine. But she did send me a 5-minute speech to read for you. So this is from Catherine. I want to start by apologizing for not being with you tonight. Unfortunately, I am on call and unable to attend. But we're so excited to celebrate these athletes tonight. This year, our primary goal was not merely to win a specific number of games, but rather to give our absolute best in every moment. Can you walk off the court knowing you truly left it all out there? Achieving this isn't always easy. You won't always hit the hardest, make every serve, or make the perfect pass. What truly matters is your recovery. It's how you treat your teammates, coaches, and yourself that makes all the difference. Strive for nothing less than 100%. Practice hard, cheer loud, and celebrate your wins. This mentality is what makes you into a better player. Another key focus for this season was the principle of just do it. Embrace those feelings of fear and nerves and push through them anyway. Volleyball is a mental game, and it's easy to become trapped in your own thoughts. We aim to foster a mindset of moving on to the next point no matter what happens. Creating a culture of hard work, passion for the game, and giving our best effort was our priority as coaches. We have achieved so much this year, and I feel incredibly blessed to coach such an exceptional group of young women. I want to highlight our seniors
who not only set an inspiring example of grit and determination, but also maintained a positive attitude and uplifted everyone around them. Your dedication has inspired your teammates, and I have no doubt you will do amazing things in the future. Lastly, I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to all the parents, grandparents, administration, and future knights. Your unwavering support, cheering them on, feeding them, and your commitment during those early mornings and late nights created an incredible community that goes above and beyond our athletes. Thank you for all that you do. Our active All-State recipients for volleyball are Jill Paulson and Ella Stanley. All conference, they already received these, sorry. All conference, Ella and Jillian were second team all conference. And Jayla, Jordan, and Ann Lynn were all conference honorable mention. For team awards, we have an award for our outstanding manager, Chloe J. Our team award for JV MVP, Sophia Landman. For our offensive player of the year, we had a tie between Ella Stanley and Jill Paulson. You have certificates for us, so you guys can come up here and give them to Coach Jamie. Our defensive player of the year, Jordan Bass. We had a tie for our sportsmanship award between Caitlin Brown and Jillian Barrett. And we have two that tied for most improved, Emily Mulholland and Claire McNitt. And our team MVP, Jayla Paulson. Thank you, and let's have one more round of applause for this second division. Girls basketball is up next.
Basketball is a tough sport that requires grit and patience. As a team, we strive to display both of these qualities while finding the flow that worked for our personnel. This was not an easy task, and it did not happen overnight. The girls put in great effort throughout the season and worked to step into roles they had not experienced before. Some of our season highlights include winning the MAC championship and going 3-for-3 against Stark County. The team played through a variety of adversities, whether it was injuries, sickness, or just general chaos. And we had to find our peace and be confident in our abilities to be successful. Thank you to our 3 seniors for putting in the time and effort into growing our team. Jayla, Ella, Jillian, and Madison step forward. Madison received academic All-State, was honorable mention All-Conference, and was the All-Area All-Defense team. Jillian received second team all-area. Ella was voted second team all-conference, second team all-area, Omaha, and Omaha World Herald honorable mention. Angela was voted first team all-conference, first team all-area, Omaha World Herald honorable mention, and academic all-state. Hey, the team, which is coaches and players, voted on the season awards. When I say your name, please step forward and receive your certificate and medal. Our sportsmanship award this year goes to Madison Adams. Our most improved this year went to two individuals, Emily Armstrong and Caitlin Brown. Our JV MVP this year is Addison Pickering. Our most valuable player on defense this year is Ella Stanley. Our most valuable player for offense this year is Jayla Bolson. And our overall MVP for the 25-26 season is Jayla Bolson. Finally, on behalf of the team, I'd like to say thank you to our administration for the game day assistance, Denise for your talents in keeping our athletes healthy and functional, janitors for your work behind the scenes before and after games, our bus drivers for getting us to our destination safely, parents for sharing your athletes with us, teachers for working with our student athletes to stay caught up on schoolwork, and fans for traveling so well to support our athletes. Please help me in congratulating our 2025-2026 girls basketball award, or girls basketball team. Up next is cheerleading.
Catherine and I have the pleasure of coaching the cheerleaders, and sometimes dealing with a group of teenage girls can get a background, but this group is truly a delight. They work well together and hard. They learn new skills and do things that most humans will never do by lifting other humans up in the air. And they do it with grit and joy and determination, and the way they encourage one another throughout the year was something special to witness and be alongside. So this group is phenomenal. We have a few awards to hand out. Our Team Spirit Award goes to Chloe Jacobs. Our most improved goes to Emily Mulholland. Our most dedicated goes to Anlin Wilson. And our most valuable goes to Jillian Burris. Our co-captain this year was Anlin Wilson. And our captain this year was Jillian Burris. Thank you all so much for cheering along with us, for encouraging us, and making us not be the only ones making noise for our team. So it is an honor to be a part of the South Platte school system, and we have phenomenal leadership in Mr. Spencer and Mr. Frost, and Denise Moorhead just makes all things go around. So we are so grateful to be a part of this school, and I'm honored to be part of the South Platte cheer team. So thank you all so much.
At this time, we get all of the parents of all of our track team members, our golf team members, and the parents of all of the students that are in play production, and all of the parents that have students in speech and music. Could you guys stand up for a minute, please? Give us a reason to stand up, to stretch our legs a little bit. During our fall and winter sports seasons, we take time to recognize the parents and thank them for their dedication and their commitment to our student athletes. But we don't have time, we don't do that for these other groups. And so right now, we want to just take a minute and tell all of our parents for all of our other activities. Thank you. Thank you for your commitment to your students and all of our students here at South Platte. Thank you for all of the things that you do behind the scenes to make sure your kids are in the right place at the right time, and all of the support that you give all of our students in all of our activities. So while all these guys are saying, let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Some of our academic All-State recipients were mentioned earlier in the program during their activities, but we would like to get a picture of and recognize them again for their dedication to both their activities and their academics. And so as I read your name, would you please gather in front of our screen over here, the backdrop, and we'll get a picture of all our academic All-State recipients. For football, academic All-State, Jacob Lofton and Jared Sherwood. And as a party name, head over here to the backdrop, and we'll get all of our academic All-State recipients and get some pictures. Volleyball, Jayla Paulson and Ella Stanley. Girls basketball, Madison Adams and Jalen Paulson. Boys basketball, Jake Lofton. Girls wrestling, Audrey Moorhead and Annalyn Wilson. Girls track, Jordan Maps and Ella Stanley. Boys track, Jacob Lofton and Tyler Spees. Golf, Chloe Jacobs and Sophia Lehman. Play production, Tyler Armstrong and Jillian Ferris. And speech and music were the same. In speech, Emily Armstrong and Chloe Jacobs, and music, Emily Armstrong and Chloe Jacobs. All right, congratulations, thank you. Next, we have two conference awards. And these conference awards recognize students for their participation in activities and athletics and also their academics. The first one is the MAC Activity Academic Honor Roll. Students that earn the MAC Activity Academic Honor Roll are in at least two conference activities and have at least a 3.67 GPA for the current year. So these students receive their certificate in their packet, but again, you will get their picture taken in front of the banner over here. And hold your applause till the end because there's quite a few of these guys. So our MAC Activity Academic Honor Roll recipients: Jamie Babst, Jordan Babst, Caitlin Brown, Jillian Ferris, Aiden Marquez, Oscar Cornelis, Tyler Armstrong, Connor Evans, Chloe Jacobs, Jacob Lofton, Emily Mulholland, Jalen Paulson, Jared Sherwood, Ella Stanley, Annalyn Wilson, Emily Armstrong, Audrey Johnson, Braden Kendall, Sophia Landon, Heidi Moffitt, Audrey Moorhead, Kate Allen, Tucker Bullock, Brooke Morehouse, Tyler Speeds, and John Stanley. So congratulations to these guys, recognized for their academics and the participation in their activities. We needed to get bigger. So this is your opportunity to either get a picture of this group or would like to get a picture of this group. Go. Congratulations, MAC Activity Academic Honor Roll students. The next, the Minuteman Activity Award that we have tonight is the MAC All Conference All Academic Award. We have 8 of these students, and these students were involved in at least 2 conference activities, were all conference or a state qualifier in a non-MAC activity, and maintained a 95% GPA during the course of the year. So these guys at least involved in 2 activities, all conference, and having a 95% GPA. We have 8. Same thing, your award was in the packet. When I call your name, go over to the board and get a picture. Emily Armstrong, Ella Stanley, Chloe Jacobs, Jared Sherbar, Jayla Paulson, Audrey Moorhead, Anna Wilson, and Jillian Ferris. Congratulations to our MAC, all conference, all academic recipients. Our next award is the Trial Honor Performing Art Award. These students were involved in at least 3 of the performing arts during the course of the school year. We have 3 of these recipients. You guys need to come up to the stage when I call your names. Our 3 recipients are Layla Marshall, Emily Armstrong, and Chloe Jacobs. Congratulations, Trial Honor Performing Arts. Next is our Trial Honor Athletic Award, and these students were involved in at least, well, they were involved in a sport each of our 3 seasons. And we will call these guys up by class. So for freshmen, our Trial Honor Athletic Award recipients, John Stanley, Brody Miller, John Stanley, Brody Miller, freshman, Trial Honor Athletic Award. Our sophomores, Emily Armstrong, Audrey Moorhead, Deacon Hayward, Braden Kendall, Rifle Olson, and Drake Armstrong. Our juniors, Anna Wilson, Ella Stanley, Jayla Paulson, and Jacob Lofton. And our senior Tri-Honor Athletic Award, Caitlin Brown and Oscar Cornelis. This year we have one recipient of the Career Athletic Tri-Honor Award. And this is a student athlete who is involved in 3 sports every year, all 4 years of high school. And that goes to Oscar Cornelis. You guys can stay here for a second. Just, Big Brody, you can stay. You just have 2 more. And our last award of the evening is our male and female athlete of the year. Our female athlete of the year is Jill Paulson. And our male athlete of the year is Oscar Cornelis. Oscar has to set some things down. Okay, for these guys that are up here, can we come over to the screen and get a picture in front of the board? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us tonight as we recognize our students for their academic and athletic achievements. We still need a few pictures, so kids, don't run off too fast. We're going to grab a few more pictures before you leave. And thank you everyone for coming tonight and celebrating our students with us. Seniors that were the recipients of the Owen Foster Memorial Scholarship, will you please come up to the stage?
start moving everything down to one end.
I don't know.